JT, who's in Townsville this morning. Hi, JT.
Good morning. Yeah, I was in Darwin yesterday after the cross, and the waterfront normally heaving with people yesterday, completely empty. And I'm pretty sure it's because everyone jumped on the ferry to Tiwi Island to watch Cyril Rioli play yesterday. It was so exciting. But today, what's exciting is the fact that I'm standing next to a fire truck. The 5-year-old boy inside me is very excited. Fire trucks are great, and the people inside the fire trucks are always there in time of need. We're talking about being prepared for disasters in Townsville today, but of course this applies to many parts of Australia. Floods and cyclones are a big part of this country's history. So how to be prepared after the forecast. O'Neill is the acting Assistant Commissioner for Queensland Fire and Emergency Services. Good morning.
Good morning, thank you very much.
You just need to look at that weather read and you understand how extreme Australia's weather conditions are so often, and being prepared is the big one. But when you say have a plan, what does that mean?
Yeah, look, we're here today to try and promote people to have plans for preparation for the cyclone season. What that entails is making sure that they understand their vulnerability, making sure they understand when to go, when to stay, what they need to take, and more importantly, where to go if something does go wrong when it turns nasty. When there are floodwaters or cyclone conditions, what are the biggest call-outs for you guys? Look, we do a lot of swiftwater rescue and floodwater rescue. We have the Flood and Forget It campaign that we push out every year, but it's important that people really listen to that and look for alternate routes on their way home.
It is such a big one, isn't it? Whenever I've been at disaster areas, it's people driving through floodwaters and you speak to locals, and often they say, look, we've been through this before, we'll be right, but you're always right until you're not. And that's when you guys get the call out.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, every flood and every disaster is different, and it's easy to be complacent, but it's important that they take note of the warnings that are out there and that they obeyed by the road signs that we put out to prevent people from going through floodwater.
Yeah, it's such an important message. If you're around Townsville, the day is happening all day today at Jazeen Barracks. What about next weekend?
Look, we have them all around the communities, and we're down in the Burdekin next weekend with their ready day as well, and we've been out in Charters Towers last weekend.
Now, this is the weekend we'd often be at Noosa Triathlon, but then we've got an important message to talk about. But hello to everyone in Noosa. What a fun weekend. Queensland, so many things happening this weekend.
It is, and it's disappointing to be here missing the triathlon.
Matt, back to you, my friend.
Thanks, Jay.
Stephen Knight is an inspector with Queensland Fire and Emergency Services, and behind us we've got Lynn, morning, and a demonstration. What are we looking at?
Morning, James. This morning we're looking at just a kitchen fire demonstration, and it's just in regards to someone cooking on the stove, left some oil unattended for a little while, and then the oil ignites, and this is something what not to do. So you don't put water onto oil that's caught on fire. The best idea is to put a fire blanket on it or put a lid back on it, remove it off the heat, shut your gas, cut your electricity off, and that way it stops the fire from igniting any further.
So we've seen Lynn smother it, but as soon as she's taken the lid back off, the heat is so hot that it ignites again. Now this is if you put water on the fire, that's what's going to happen, and that would truly be a disaster. So don't put water on an oil fire. What should you do?
Yeah, the best idea is to turn the heat off. If you can, safely to do so, a fire blanket or put a lid back on the container to stop the oil, stop the oxygen from getting to the fire, and then remove the container off the fire.
Yeah.
As you've seen, it'll fill the room up with fire quite easily, and if it's a caravan, same thing, the whole caravan will fill with fire.
Thank you very much, Nighty. Thank you, Lynn, and to all of the Queensland Fire and Emergency Services. Hey, if you're in the Townsville area on all day today, you can come down to this incredible event where you learn about how to prepare yourself for a cyclone or emergency of any kind. It's been a very interesting morning. An important message, so we'll send it back to you guys for
Lynn's
today.
a pretty cool customer, isn't she? If I'm and Sam could learn something from
not cool.
her.
Lynn with
it. Lynn with
She's
the
not
lid.
cool, she's hot, that's right.
There she goes.
Oh, cool.
All right.
As a cucumber.
Thank you.